Hello, fam, and welcome back to another edition of George's Corner. I'm your host, George Lee Jones. I have a couple of questions for you today before we start. First one is, are you so bitter that you've forgotten how to be better? And are you so frustrated that you've forgotten how to be friendly? Now, the reason I bring that up is, as I said in previous conversations, I don't bring up anything that I'm not inspired to speak on. And most of what I speak on is conversations I've had with people around me or conversations that I've heard third party. This one happened to be a conversation that I was privy to firsthand. It was a couple of colleagues of mine who were discussing their complaints with or about one another, as well as those who are in authority. One particular colleague of mine had a confrontation with a boss, and as an example, the boss said to him that he could have did a task on assignment differently, but he said it in a very demanding or the kind of tone that would make you feel less than who you are. So, of course, this colleague decides to retort back, and they had a major argument that could have cost him his job. So, basically, his job is in limbo. He's saying to me, I hate this guy, this and that, and the other. And I said, well, tell you what. I said, in the future, I'm not sure if this is going to work for you, but this is what I've helped people with. And they said, they've come back to me and said it's helped them. And that is this. When someone comes to you, whether it's in a relationship, your husband, your wife, or a person of authority over you, say at your job, when that person comes to you and says these words, why did you do this way, in a demanding tone? You could have done it that way. Your response should be something like this. You know what? First of all, let me apologize for doing it in a way other than what you thought that I should have done. Now, could you please help or instruct me to do it in the way that you think I should have done it? And just pause and watch their face. Typically, there's not going to be much of a reaction. After that, say these words. Is there anything else that you could share with me that would help me in the future? And then smile at them, because a smile is disarming. They'll do one of two things. They'll either help you or they'll walk away. Okay? The reason I share this with you is sometimes people who are confronting you in a negative manner, they're bringing their own stuff, their own problems, their own frustrations to the situation. Don't compound that by being combative with them, because now you take ownership of wherever they just came from. And you don't know where that place was or who they just spoke with. So, when someone comes to you in a negative manner, stop, pause for a second, realize it didn't come from you, it wasn't about you, and try and respond in a positive way. A lot of times, that'll squash or quell any situation before it gets out of hand. Another thing before I go, I want to say to you is this, and I've realized this by talking with people, is that our brains sort of work almost like a computer. When something goes wrong, perceptively speaking, in our world, we like to go to what I call our default mode, which is negativity. As soon as something bad happens in your world, you go to that negative space. Oh, woe is me. Man, this is bad. Why did it happen to me? Instead of doing that, train your mind to go to this place. I don't want to be negative. I want to be positive. Go to a place where you can say to yourself, hey, what can make the situation better for me? What can I learn from the situation? This is a teachable moment. Stay there. I guarantee you, you're going to feel a lot better if you do instead of going to that default negative. Again, love yourself, be good and kind to others, and always, always, always be learning something new. Until next time, fam, I'm your host, George Lee Jones. God loves you, so do I. Peace. Till next time.